everybody what she said.
Yes. I'd heard a lot about them and was like, itching to hear it. And then went out. First saw them play, I realized the magic. It was beautiful.
The sound of the Senegambian Jazz Band is fresh. It's a sweet new groove that, you've got to hear it and you've got to see it. And you got to feel it. They're a creation of cultures. And, the band has changed a little bit over the last couple of years, but the concept's the same in that it's blending cultures together in quite a reflection of what Melbourne is too.
My name is Amadou Suso. I am from the West Africa, the Gambia, the west coast of Africa. And I came from the Suso family, and the kora originated in my family. It's been passed down from father to son for generations, and in my family compound everybody plays the kora. My dad is a kora player and my grandfather, so when I was a kid I'm always seeing them playing the kora every day. Sometimes my grandmother, she will always sing and tell me to play the melody. I have to tune the kora on her voice and play it, so that's how I ended up learning so many songs from her, and I'm grateful of that. So I would say basically she's my teacher. She was my teacher, yeah. When I was a kid, there was a guy in Gambia called Keba Tello. He's one of my mentors. He's a bass player, but I had this idea of transposing a lot of Western scale and Western music to the kora, because it's completely different instrument, and he helped me a lot. He taught me the difference between minor and major, and that was when I started getting more involved in Western music. He would play Phil Collins to me and other things, and I would be like, okay, so I try to play that on the kora.
I've always just loved listening to music. I was always the shy kid, kind of in my family, kind of the youngest of three kids. And we'd always have these big family dinners where my uncle would put on all this kind of music. And I'd always just be sitting there at the dinner table, probably listening to the music more than listening to the conversation. And I've kind of always been like that.
I think it was about 8 years old when I started playing piano. Then from there, I kind of wanted something that I could hold more, or something that felt more like a part of me and less external. Yeah, that's kind of when I picked up the bass. And I think I was about 12 years old.
Ever since I was quite young, there's always been sort of music playing in my household. I was mainly brought up on a lot of golden era 60s, 70s sort of classic rock music. And then there was also that sort of MTV element, stuff like Prince, Michael Jackson. Having that sort of foundation kind of led me to naturally want to pick up some form of an instrument. I ended up gravitating towards the guitar, just because that was sort of a predominant instrument for the kind of music I was raised on.
I remember I was in a church. My elder brother is a drummer. He was a drummer. And I I remember when we finished church, he go and sit behind the drums, and then he just plays. But the actual drummer was a friend of my mom. So anytime we finish church, and then we said, "Oh, come, you can bring the kids. They can just sit behind the drums, and they will be playing." I was always interested in even just the look of the drums.
The local music scene has been growing exponentially lately. Melbourne, prides itself on having, great musicians. People are good at what they do, and Senegambian is, an incredible shining example of, great players coming together.
Chris had always sort of described what the band was, and I sort of had a rough idea from listening to the record, but actually going in and checking out the band in person was a whole different experience. As has, if you ask people that have seen it, it's sort of like mind-bending a bit, because you're kind of seeing these musicians up here doing stuff that you've never really sort of seen or heard before.
Playing with a band in the early stages was just really inspiring. I hadn't done anything like it before. Different venues we're playing in, different people are involved, and a lot of the times we're just kind of making it up as we go along. So yeah, it's kind of just a fun journey. So it was just really amazing to expand my horizons in terms of what I thought was possible. Both as a listener and as a musician.
The fact that Senegambia's music is highly structured around improvisation, it's sort of given me the sort of freedom to take everything I've learned up until now and sort of just throw it at the wall and see what sticks.
Music is not a hobby, it's like part of us. We do it full time and we respect what we do and we love it. So that's what makes this band so special.
When Senegambian sort of burst onto the scene, they were like put in heaps of festivals and heaps of like big shows, and it was amazing the sort of welcome they got. It was great.
When you're on the stage and we are performing, the one thing that really sells us is how we put ourselves on the stage.
We have to keep going to where we want to head to, because life is a process. You just have to keep working hard, pushing until you get to where you want to get. So, and it's very important that we keep doing what we're doing, and I'm sure we will get there.